The battle over school uniform is nothing new. It's an old fight, usually between teenagers and those in charge. But maybe school uniform rules are more problematic than they first appear. Laura McInerney is a former teacher, the editor of Schools Week, and a columnist for The Guardian.
I taught in a school which had, or brought in, a set of uniform that was very different for the students. So it'd always been the case that girls had to wear skirts, and that had kind of got on my nerves. But then the school decided to bring in separate ties. So it brought in a different colour tie for female students versus male students. And that to me seemed even more of a bizarre step. If you have a student who feels uncomfortable in their gender or is transitioning, you've now got this extra barrier that you didn't need to have before. And it just felt like it was providing an extra division when no division was necessary.
I remember my first day of secondary school, and the headmaster got me up in front of the whole school to ask me why I wasn't wearing a tie, because all the boys had to wear ties. And that was embarrassing. That was really embarrassing. And for like a first beginning, it wasn't great. And I don't know, I always felt uncomfortable in general. I mean, I could wear trousers and stuff, and that was fine. But just generally, I didn't like uniform. It just made me, I don't know. It made me feel uncomfortable with everyone else. So I felt like I was different.
While Kate is now happier living and working in Brighton, the uniform rules she had to follow aren't unique. She went to school in Hampshire, where a fifth of state schools say that girls have to wear a different uniform from boys. And currently the Department for Education says schools can choose whether girls are allowed to wear trousers or not. But having different clothes for girls and boys is not the only issue that's been raised. These girls also feel there's a problem with the way school uniform rules are explained.
They always call me, you're distracting the boys, and
it's that you wouldn't be allowed to
wear
in the workplace.
You're not representing yourself. I know the other one, we always used to have a teacher and had a shortish skirt on, like in year 8, it was a couple of years ago. And he said, go and pull it down. And he said, I guess sort of trying to be light-hearted, but like, I know you're not a slut. And it was just a bit like, that was a couple of years ago. Because they're quite aggressive with the makeup, isn't it?
Absolutely, they just go to the loo and take that off.
And also they'll they make a big deal out of it if they're coming to a classroom on leadership and you've got to stand up, and they'll look you square in the eye and sort of get quite close to your face and scan your face, and you do feel proper ridiculed, but it's oh god.
Every classroom they have nail varnish remover and makeup wipes, but then you think they don't have anything for boys, it's just targeted at girls really.
Yeah, and I just think that a lot of the enforcement of the regulations for uniform or makeup or things like that, it is just really public. You'll be going to assembly, or they'll read out names or make you wait at the end.
These girls are from a comprehensive school in another part of the country.
Well, I wear an A-line skirt, and personally I think I look smart. My mum is happy with the length of my skirt. And one time I was with Cecile and we were walking up the stairs, and a female member of staff came up to me and said, "You're going to have to change your skirt because it's unfair on male members of staff."
That was the second time it happened. The first time it happened to me, it was during a fire drill. So they lined up all the girls in front of the whole year group, and then they took them into a room. And then one of the teachers, a female teacher, said to me, you look like you're wearing a belt, not a skirt. And I've had several complaints about how you're making the men in the school feel very uncomfortable.
We did some research to try and find out how common these attitudes are. We surveyed 200 women and girls. Over half said they'd heard school uniform rules being explained in terms of preventing distraction. 84% said they'd been told their school skirt was too short. We shared our research with 3 academics in gender and education at University College London.
I'd be very concerned about how they're using the word distracting, because what do they mean by distracting in what terms? Because are they making an assumption that the girls are all sexually aware? And it is very worrying, because the word slut itself, I mean, why are they using such terminology within a school context? I don't understand. And describing a young girl regarding that?
Yeah, I think it's really, really worrisome, and I think we need to get back to some of the basics around this. Like, how is it that your skirt and your legs together somehow can make you a slut or not? And I think that is why we need to really question, what does it mean to have compulsory skirt wearing if the skirt is being understood this way in popular culture? I think, like, it's understandable that girls will feel a lot of pressure around their looks and, you know, wanting to look nice, wanting to, like, feel desirable. But I think that these harsh scrutinies of them at school are exactly the opposite way of helping girls to feel better about themselves.
We asked the girls why they felt a pressure to change their school uniform from the rules.
You just see these things everywhere, the same thing, and you don't want to be the odd one out. The really long skirt, the top button done up completely, the blazer that's too big for you, is you'd be the odd one out and the one that would be overlooked.
Also, it's things like even like Instagram and stuff, like if you post a picture like wearing like a bodycon dress or it's like a selfie, you get more likes or like more comments. Whereas
and it makes you feel nice if people are commenting, oh, like you look great, you're beautiful, you know, who wouldn't like that? If you post a picture and it's like, oh.
And the girls that get the most likes, like they tend to be girls that are like either wearing like really tight form-fitting clothes. Like you're rarely going to see a girl who has like baggy clothes on and getting like as many likes as Kim Kardashian in her bikini. Like you're just not going to see it online at all.
You know, teachers have power, and they should be more thoughtful, it seems to me, in light of some of these comments, what young people are reporting. Teachers are also in a hard position because of some of these safeguarding rules, child protection policies. They want to protect children, but they're almost doing it in the wrong way by saying, stop doing this.
By telling girls at age 13 that their bodies are sexually suggestive and that they look like sluts, we're just setting them up for a lifetime of questioning themselves and saying, well, I must be at fault.
Uniform has been fetishized as somehow sexual.
Absolutely.
I mean, we need to really be unpacking this and thinking this is not right. This is a social justice issue.
School is a crucial stage in a child's development. Perhaps we should start thinking more carefully about the attitudes we have surrounding uniform rules.